Good morning, good evening. We are live. This is the Kaizen Market Update. I am your host, Bill Noble. If you need a roadmap in crypto, stay with this channel. Volatility got you down? Don't worry. I'm going to handle it. Make sure you leave comments or have any questions. Check out the economics chat. Also, if you're getting our video and the resolution looks good, feel free to let us know. Apparently, there's a nationwide problem with streaming on the internet. So if we're looking good, let us know. All right. Let's check out who's here and say hello. All right. We have Brandon, Daniel, Marvin. Welcome. SG, the OG. Leo, Jelster, Peter. Oh, my God. Yes, I know. Right. Remember what I'm saying? You got stuff. It ain't working out. You got to get out. You know what I'm saying? You got to move to Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin's down 3%. We'll go over that, but there's like no mercy in this highly speculative sectors. F. Morales. F. Morales is here. Miguel, Cryptonautic, Corey, Katya, Miguel, right? Saeed, Rick, Brandon. All right. So I do my market updates. In my group, I do little podcasts at night. It has been there for 2 or 3 days, doing a little computer research here. And then there's the market update on my channel. But, I always give you guys plenty of good stuff. Miguel, do you think Arrow could go under 50? Cabo, well, wishing all of us a happy 4th of July. Saeed is like, do you think it's the end of the bull market? Okay, can we just answer this question right now? This is not the end of the bull market. If anything, the things that are going on here are the beginning of the bull market. Like the Solana up move could be like part one. Then we have, we have geopolitics. We have a lot of volatility to get through, but volatility is not the end of the bull market. Now, volatility is the end of I'm going to get long and I'm going to go out for a while, and I'm going to come back and have a Lambo. Okay. Yeah, that's over. We're not doing that. That's done. Okay. However, I'm going to get in some crypto. Crypto's going to become money. BlackRock's going to avoid, go around Wall Street, and there's going to be some kind of massive orderly uptrend that lasts years. We're at the beginning. And I know everyone wants to buy it and have it go up and get a Lambo, but we're not doing that. That's not what this cycle is going to look like. And I've kind of always said that. Now, that said, I understand you're frustrated. People are frustrated. And what have I said about frustration? Please preserve your mental capital. So if you're upset, you're angry, you think it's the end, you're reading an article about it's the end and it's resonating with you, they've taken your mental capital. You got to adjust your position any way you can to try to be more sane. So at least you can look at it. My example is, oh, look, it's down, but I have 10% in cash, or I have some cash in case this gets silly on a geopolitical event, which we'll talk about. I have some cash. Don't let them take your mental capital away. Don't let them tell you that the bull market is over. Don't let them tell you that, because that's complete bunk. That's complete bunk. Okay, Arendam. Okay, Cabo. Okay, well, you can check out my Twitter. You can check out my Twitter for that. It's in the bio. Okay, Brandon says the video looks good. Excellent. Okay, Daniel wants paintball, wants Solana at 136. I don't know. I'm kind of the opinion that unless there's a geopolitical event, 125 is a great level. I had 125, 114, and 96. Those were my levels in Solana. Part of me feels like if you get a big drop in Solana, like 10, 15%, it's almost like you got to take a shot. In other words, I had this crazy idea that I've been selling on the stream to like exit stuff like WIF, even though that's leveraged Solana in a way, like get out of that stuff and move over into Solana, because the Solana ETF, the Solana phone, the Solana. I mean, this could be a one coin market, particularly if the Mt. Gox guys are selling Bitcoin. Or, the Mt. Gox guys could be selling Bitcoin, and there could be Bitcoin ETF outflows because, frankly, anybody with a brain is just getting out of equities. I mean, they're all running into Tesla. We'll go over it. They're all running into Tesla as a place to hide because Tesla never went up. And they're out of places to hide over there. And if anything, the crypto down move is a warning of a larger problem. What that larger problem is, we'll discuss it. Okay? We'll discuss it. All right. Now, let's get into news. Try to get you guys some sanity here. Okay, so Bitcoin price drops amid concerns that the market cycle is over, according to one analyst who is like, he has multiple on-chain metrics. He's basically saying Bitcoin long-term holder inflation rate, etc., Glassnode, etc. Okay, so I've used Glassnode, and it's a wickedly powerful tool if you know what to look at. My thinking is that on-chain data is great at explaining moves after the fact. Sometimes it's a good leading indicator if you get the right ones in Glassnode, but frequently it's like a lagging indicator. Now, in this case, they're seeing a lot of the Mt. Gox coins moving around. We'll talk about that. The bull market is not over. Debt, war, and we have no idea who's in charge of the president of the United States. This is why Satoshi wrote the white paper. And that's the market update. We'll see you tomorrow. No, I'm serious. I always make a joke on the market update. There's like 3 sentences of this update that I could give you in an elevator. And if you missed the show, you'd get it. And that's it. Every reason why Satoshi ever wrote the Bitcoin white paper is happening right now. It's being talked about and traded. And of course, everyone is selling and going the other direction, which is classic, right? At the moment where, oh yeah, you know what? We really got to have Bitcoin. We really need Solana. We really need Ethereum. Everyone's selling. It's not unprecedented throughout the history of markets. Okay, so this is a premium article. I don't have access to it. I don't need it. Will Powell shock the markets with a July rate cut? How about it? Things falling apart out there, Jerome, huh? Get a little bit too tight? Yeah. How a government's going to finance themselves? What kind of big blow up is out there? You know what? Big enough of a blow up that nobody from the Democratic Party wants to run for president. You got to think about this. Okay. You're looking at this. This is telling you that something terrible is out there. Terrible. Nobody wants to run for president. Joe Biden has been unwell for a year and has been visibly unwell for at least 3 months. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh boy, we gotta keep him in there. Yeah, we gotta keep that guy in there because no one else wants to go in except Newsom, which we'll talk about it. If they do just so you know, if they do a July rate cut, the initial reaction will be yay, and it'll be just like 2007 when they cut out of nowhere in October. They're telling you there's a catastrophic problem out there. Watch. Now, again, how do you trade that in crypto? Well, it's got to be good for Bitcoin. It's got to be good for Solana. It's got to be good for Ethereum, right? It's got to be. Even if there's a huge lurch lower after we find out what the problem is. But once we find out what the problem is, everyone's going to go, wow, isn't this why Satoshi wrote the Bitcoin white paper? And I was like, oh, yeah. Because, well, why are we selling? Why are we selling? It's like an episode from The Muppet Show, if anybody out there is old enough to remember that. Okay, what pushed Mt. Gox below 60K? Charts point to Mt. Gox repayment. Okay, I guess this is the number of old Bitcoins being moved. So, yeah, people are selling. I guess if somebody forced you to hodl it for 14 years and you picked up the newspaper and it looks like World War III, you would sell. That's not unreasonable. Right? In other words, the end of the cycle. No. But if I was forced to hodl it for 14 years, I don't know who the president of the United States is going to be. You don't. And you just want to take your money. Okay. People might sell. And then people are going to assign all this meaning to nothing. To basically people just going, yeah, sell stuff. Okay. So Solana to hit 1,000, I was going to write exactly the same thing. right up until it topped and went down 10%, which is a lesson about not selling weakness or buying strength in this market, right? Because the traders will get you. The sharks are out there. Oh, I love it. I got to buy it. Oh my God, I hate it. I got to sell it. And you're in a range, right? So again, why are we here? Because crypto is money. Will Solana hit 1,000? Yes. If you FOMO in after it's up for 3 days, could you get hosed on geopolitical news? Yes. Could trading smaller or not trading or freeing up in mental capital or doing nothing be smart? Yes. Okay, Solana protocol tops Ethereum. Oh, wait, because of pump.fun. I can't look. Please don't make me look at pump.fun. Please. Please don't make me look at that. That being the reason for Solana going up. I don't want to look. I can't look. Okay. When the crypto market is stupid, it has a way of like self-destructing, right? When it's all about pump.fun, when it's all about celebrity meme coins, remember all that stuff? When all that crap comes out, where does the market go? Down. When we get focused on quality again, when we've purged the excess, that's when things go up, right? Okay, so CNN. What do we got? Biden now faces a genuine threat to his re-election bid. God, this poor man. When are they going to stop? When are they going to give this guy a break? Oh, look what we have here. We have what we can't talk about on regular YouTube. We have Mr. Gavin Newsom from California, aka Justin Trudeau, part 2. So let me ask you something about this election, right? And this relates to stocks. This relates to the dollar. This relates to why it is unconscionable to sell Bitcoin. It's unconscionable, right? Or it's unconscionable not to have capital to be able to buy Bitcoin if they decide to smash it. Okay, so Joe Biden has problems, and that's sad. He's had them for a long time. People from the Democratic Party are either acting like no one wants to run for president or they want Trump to win on purpose, like they're trying to not win the election. Why would someone do that? Well, perhaps there's a big problem out there. We talked about that. Or perhaps the actual agenda, because remember, in the intelligence, you can Google this, nothing is what it seems. That is the motto of every intelligence agency. Perhaps the person that they want to put in there is someone from the very far, far left. And they're going to drag this cringe out about poor Biden's candidacy, winning, running, not running, so that the cringe can build up to such a degree that they put in somebody who's actually from the far, far left. Now, I don't know. That could be the vice president. That would be organic. Nothing weird about that. This guy, okay, yeah. This guy is not pro-crypto. This guy's not pro-human being, in my opinion. Okay. And if this guy could run and win in a 3-way race, yeah, that could rattle legacy. Is that being traded now? No, nothing is being traded now. But because I'm talking about him, they're starting to show me news articles about it. Why is the Democratic Party not acting like they want to win the election? Like, why aren't they like, okay, let's get the best guys we can get in here. Let's go. What are they doing? To be determined. Replace the US dollar. Okay, says famous tech billionaire. Nice. Yeah, let's do it. I don't know if you want to think about the world where you need Bitcoin to replace the US dollar. Sounds awesome for your bags, but that's not going to be a pretty picture. Right. And as that event transpires, as a matter of fact, it's going to be so frightening, you might make a bad decision, which I don't want you to do, which is why we have this show. Right? Mental capital. Okay. How Bitcoin mining drives tech innovation. TheStreet.com, it's a little scary, doing an article about Bitcoin mining stocks are after they've gone up. Oh, don't make me look. Don't make me look. The media. I think if you own Bitcoin mining stocks, you gotta maybe take some profits. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to take some profits or hedge by being short S&P, which again is pretty tough because that's all being pushed by Tesla. But that's going to peter out in like 2 to 3 days, right? Everybody's running into Tesla from Nvidia and all these other places, and there is no place to hide. But Bitcoin mining, love it, right? Organic source of Bitcoin. You know, they're going to use AI. They're going to become energy companies. The AI is going to distribute where the energy goes. Huge long-term theme. So I get this, and I'm down with it. And if they gave you a buying opportunity in that stuff, you would take it. You would take it. Okay, so here is the Ethereum ETF. The last hurdle is to be expected to be cleared this month. Everybody has forgotten about Ethereum, and they shouldn't, because gold and silver have a bid. Now, we can't get any cooperation out of the dollar, which is why we can't get any cooperation about Ethereum, because historically, Ethereum needs a lower dollar, and we're not getting that because of dollar yen, which we will talk about. Okay, so obviously, you know, other Ethereum products are being sold in advance of the ETH ETFs coming out that can create downside pressure. In other words, there's GBTC in the stock market for Bitcoin. There's all which got sold in favor of the Bitcoin ETF. So GBTC got sold in favor of the Bitcoin ETF. ETHE, which has got, you know, a couple billion in it, that's going to have outflows to go into the ETH ETF. Are they going to sell first now? I don't know. Don't be fooled by Mt. Gox moving stuff around, by ETF players moving stuff around. Don't take that downside price action and go, oh yeah, it's bearish. It's not. I mean, the market can go down, but it's not like giga bearish. It's just not. Okay. So when Bitcoin 100,000, it depends on Biden's next move. So like any good legacy analyst, everyone is out trying to figure out Bitcoin and the presidential election issues. I'm all over that. Okay, have been trying to keep you guys in the loop. Bitcoin 100,000, you know, if you have a shocking move to the far left, right? Or if you have a flat out financial crisis and a geopolitical crisis at the same time, simultaneously, when we don't know who's running the United States. The issue for Joe Biden isn't, are you running for president? He's not running for president. The issue is, who is in charge of the country? Wait until you see these two geopolitical headlines that I have. Okay, Robinhood considering crypto futures. Go Robinhood. You're not going to believe the choices and the trading you're going to have in crypto 6 months from now. Okay, so they're still trying to get this guy. The Supreme Court slowed him down. They crushed the meme coin to support near 6. We'll probably take a look at that. Just let them vote at the polls. Okay. So apparently, because it is Supreme Court ruling, there is like a mini trial before the election. I don't know what a mini trial is. You got to walk through a metal detector in a courtroom and sit down and put your hand on a Bible and swear yourself in. That's not a mini trial, man. That's a trial. I don't know if you've ever been in a courthouse, but like my brother's a lawyer and he says everybody talks smack until it's time to walk through a metal detector and go in a courtroom and have a trial, right? Some guy in a robe determining your future. It's scary. But, I mean, that's part of what gives this guy his thunder, right? I mean, whether you like him or you don't like him, I mean, he's got all these very difficult things he's got to go through. It's like a video game character, right? He's running through the video game, and they're trying to get him in New York, and they're trying to get him in this place, and get him with this, and get him with that. And he's in front of the Supreme Court, and he's still standing. I mean, that'd make you stronger, right? That'd make you want it more. Like he just wants it more. Okay. So Biden blames jet lag for debate performance. Okay. So this is how you know massive misdirection is going on, right? They're buying time to do something. And then we have Zelensky challenging Donald Trump to reveal his plans for a quick end to the war. Yeah, it's called getting to the table and going, Mr. Putin, what would you like? How can we stop everyone from dying? That's pretty much how that works. Okay. But again, these headlines, like, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to incite more problems? Are they trying to solve the problem with Biden? What are they doing? What are they doing? And two things. Well, we don't know what they're doing, and it could create volatility in the short term. But when it's all said and done, there is never going to be a greater case for crypto. You're going to look back and go, wow, man, when Joe Biden messed up that debate, boy, that was – and then they hit the market after that. Wow, they hit it to 58 or they hit it to whatever. Wow, that was a buy. That was a buy of a generation. Trust me. You know, these news headlines, it's almost like you clip them out, and you put them up on the wall, and you laugh when Bitcoin's going to 100 at the end of the year. Okay, so the Ukrainians have decided to hit their own nuclear power plant just because it's being used or occupied currently by the Russians. Yeah, right. You heard that. The Ukrainians hit their own nuclear power plant just because the Russians are in control of it. And why would you do that unless you're looking from some kind of insane escalation in a war everyone's lost? Like, what's going on here? What's going on here? Don't answer that. Is it good? No, it's not at all. It's not good for risky assets, which is why, crypto's probably taking it on the chin early. Maybe Mt. Gox is in there, but crypto is always the warning signal, right? Something not right is happening. Something wrong. Something's going to happen in stocks. Could that affect crypto? It's definitely going to affect all coins. And I've said that, which is why I'm trying to get you out of stuff that's not working, or 50% out, or 30% out. Like, what is this about? Right? This is insane, but it continues. Okay. So yeah, Biden's debate crisis is now a threat to his reelection bid. Wow. Thank God we have Steven from CNN to tell us these things. Thank goodness. You can't say these things on YouTube, but folks, this affects all risk assets. We have no idea who the president of the United States is, and we're bombing nuclear power plants. Unbelievable. And they're telling us the crypto cycle is over. What they should be telling you is you're in for really intense volatility, perhaps even unmanageable volatility. So if you can't manage the market volatility, you got to manage this, right? You got to manage this. Okay. So yeah, Daniel plays paintball. Okay. Could we see meme coins become the next fiat? Yes. But what memes? Like, I would go Trump and Doge. Okay. A lot of other people would go something else. You don't know what that is. Okay. You don't know what that is. PDA is here. Welcome. Okay. Arendam. Hello. Okay. PDA, July, good or bad? Okay. Normally Bitcoin does good in July, normally in the beginning, but Bitcoin can have a decent July. It can. At some point here, people are going to wake up when these Mt. Gox guys, and when they're done selling, Bitcoin, Solana are going to be on sale. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Let this market wobble. But these the case for Bitcoin and Solana are incredible. I think the case for Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum are incredible because of the ETFs. Now, the case for everything else, well, I don't know, because that stuff may be all tied to stocks. Okay, Arendam, based on your experience through market cycles, do you think buying during times of fear like we're experiencing right now could be a good decision? Yes, but you want to make sure all the catalysts are known, right? Like, where is the banking system problem? Why is there a rumor the Fed's going to cut rates? There's issues this morning with Lebanon. Like, some senior Hezbollah leader is now no longer with us. Okay, so yeah, fear is not down 3%. Fear is like you can't look at your screen, or you're panicking, or you're running out to the grocery store to buy bottled water and toilet paper. Like, for real. Trust me, you'll know when people are panicking. Just know this. When other people are panicking, you will be panicking. I will be panicking. We will all look at this and go, oh my God. That's not, there's no live stream, no book, nothing. You can go to Tibet, meditate. You can go to a monastery. You're still going to get emotional. You're still going to go, oh my God. Now, the question is, can you set up a plan previously where you say, okay, I'm panicking. Take a step back, go for a walk, come back and go, okay, look, wow, I have 10% of my portfolio I can put in here. That's what you want to do. Mental capital. Okay, GME news. I don't have GME news, but we can take a look at GME charts. I'm kind of the opinion, I don't know if it's up or down a lot today, but I'm kind of the opinion that if all these things happen at once, the GameStop thing can happen too. Matter of fact, I got something about that in my store. Again, that's in my Twitter. I did a special report on that, and I did a special report on, some of the stuff I'm talking to you about using like historical numbers, not necessarily like, off the cuff stuff. This is the off the cuff stuff, but the actual report is like real numbers about history, about what can happen to the stock market, like after debates or how Bitcoin can do in July, stuff like that. Okay, so I asked ChatGPT, Grok, why would you bomb your own power plant? Well, disrupt Russian operations, undermine Russian control, and prevent it from being used as a military base. Of course, the one I didn't put in here is just like random escalation. That was number 4, kind of more in lines of that. And then I got a guy I know citing sites that, Hezbollah, a Hezbollah guy has been killed in an Israeli airstrike. So that's great, right? We got the Russians trying to form an alliance with the Iranians. The Russians have given the rebels in Yemen ballistic missiles so they can hit ships with something more than drones. Yeah, man. So everything is great. Okay, GameStop shareholder quickly drops Roaring Kitty fraud suit. So just as a digression, that just came through. So that's the GameStop news for today. Back to PowerPoint. Thank you to the Eagle King for that. Okay, silver. Ethereum's best friend. Silver is moving, right? Something's going on out there in the world, and even though dollar yen will not stop going up, no one cares in silver right now. 4-hour chart, money flow is going green. This is the Lux Algo indicator. Again, that's also like a link on my Twitter in the bio. Crypto_noble. Look, man, this thing's going green. They're going after this thing. I don't know if this is like just a short-term trading range, but doesn't strike me as a coincidence. Doesn't. Didn't get gold in there. I'll have to get that in there later. Okay, so this is QQQ, NASDAQ 100 with massive DeMark topping signals. This week is a 9 top, and they can do this whole euphoric Tesla thing. Bless Elon. Bless all the things he's trying to do, but there's nowhere to hide, people. This is massively overvalued, and we do not know who is in charge of the United States. And this thing is absurdly vulnerable given the geopolitical risks that are out there. Absurdly vulnerable. Matter of fact, you can tell Americans are all taking their NVIDIA money and they're going out on some blowout credit card vacation. They all know it's coming. They all know it's coming. It just hasn't happened yet. Okay, here's Tesla. The previous 4th wave is at 265. In other words, it's very organic for Tesla to unwind its give-up trade and test 265. You've probably got 3 more up days, assuming equities hold. So everyone's gapping going into Tesla. Great. When that's done, then they're all going to have to face the music over there. Dollar yen will not stop going up. Everyone's selling the dollar. Everyone's buying the dollar and selling the yen. You got a fiat currency crisis in Japan. And all it takes is for the new French leadership to say one thing, okay, and you're going to have a problem with the euro. Okay, so this is the chart from earlier, Mt. Gox, guys. This big histogram line is old coins being spent. Bitcoin on DeMark, it's like, we go to 64 and it's a 9 top, and then we go to 60, it's a 9 bottom. Most likely this is a range unless the Mt. Gox guys are going to break it. And if they break it, they're doing us all a favor. because, you got to get in, you got to get out, or whatever crap doesn't work. And you got to get into Bitcoin and Solana. Right now, some altcoins, once the liquidation will come back. We covered this yesterday, but like, where do you want to be in a month? You want to be in this stuff, I think. Right. And, you also have to acknowledge that, my view of things are wrong. And there is some really across the board disaster in risk assets, just as an example. Right. So let's just say worst case, Bitcoin goes to 48K. Just, like, there's an, oh my God, trade, Bitcoin goes to 48K. Okay. Solana goes to 94. It's unconscionable, but it could happen. Okay. Now, you would want to be buying at 48K and 94 in Solana, right? Not puking out whatever altcoins you have or your whole crypto position and quitting the business. You have to acknowledge the risks that are out there. Okay, Solana has good support on a DeMark moving average at 142. I really have no interest in selling Solana at 140. Like, I would try to buy it there and put a stop in, like, what these guys Paul do. They want to mark Solana down 10%. Let's grab some. Let's see if you can buy it. Because after all, it's not a bull market until you can buy a dip and make money, right? Solana on a 4-hour chart, up, dip, up. Okay. Dip, up. Oh, okay. If you can get a nasty dip and make money, okay. Yeah, let's do it. Let's try it at 140. Okay. Now, on the flip side, momentum indicators. All right. Lux Algo on a 20-hour Bitcoin chart, they're selling. Right? They're selling the rally. So this is following the downtrend, and Lux Algo is considering this the exit sign. Now, I'm a human. I would try Solana at 140, but the computer is like, this just broke again, which again underscores the thing about altcoins, right? It's giving you the same signal in Ethereum. 3244 is a key level. Like, if the crypto market, if it's like FTX redemptions or Mt. Gox, or someone's afraid of a bigger war problem, again, you have to respect what can happen in the market and manage mental capital. Like, I want to own Bitcoin and Solana, but I don't want to get run over either. So these Lux Algo sell signals, they make me want to do a small long in Solana at 140. And if I get stopped out, who cares? But, when you start seeing stuff like this, crypto may not just be about crypto, maybe about crypto being a leading indicator for some other problem. WIF. Okay, WIF on a 4-hour chart. I was kind of talking about 225, 230. I'm looking at my two time frames, like the 4-hour and the 20-hour. Turned out the 4-hour chart was the charm, up at it was 230. So, of course, I have to pick 220, 225. And it has to go just beyond that, right? Just make you go, oh, God. I did that yesterday. I was like, oh, my God. Did I just make a huge mistake? Well, no. I did make a huge mistake because I asked myself if I made a huge mistake. And when you question yourself, when the market makes you question yourself, you're probably right. Okay. So everyone out of meme coins, everyone out of highly speculative stuff. You cannot have dollar, geopolitical, political. This stuff doesn't survive. Doesn't. Not that I hate it. It's got support at 180. I don't want anybody's meme coin to get nuked, but highly speculative, borderline ridiculous stuff. That versus Solana, you got 50% downside in this. You got 20% or 30% downside in Solana. You could have 100% downside in this. I had a level before this bounced at 60 cents. Don't think it can happen. I mean, I'm talking to the base audience, right? What happened to all these base coins? If it can happen to the base coins, it can happen everywhere, right? These things, it happened on the way up. Like, the base coins moved, the whole market went with it. It can work the other way, which is why I'm tracking WIF, not because I'm picking on anything, just because I'm like, okay, let's see how this thing does. Is this thing a warning on the downside? Okay, here's Lux Algo on the 20-hour chart selling. Okay. All right, so let's see what we got here. Peter liking the show. I appreciate that. All right. All right. Chose to speak facts today. Right on. Brandon, appreciate you, brother. Peter's here. Welcome. Oh, Kevin. Oh, wonder if July during election years are any different. Okay. Well, I can look into that. Okay. Normally the stock market, is a little trivia. Normally, the stock market does pretty good around when Democrats are presidents and actually does worse when Republicans take over. That's just the way that the history is. I mean, Democrats normally, they boost government spending, which helps GDP, which helps stocks, just going by historical math. That's what I can tell you. Now, let's take a look at Arrow. Let's do one. Let's just check that chart for people's sanity. Okay. Okay. Just checking one last chart here. Checking one last chart. Okay. Okay, so we're going to the 4-hour chart. So they couldn't hold 62 cents, and I'm showing 53 on the 4-hour chart of Arrow. And on the 20-hour chart, the worst case scenario that I have is, 49. People, someone's getting liquidated. It may be the venture capitalists in the small coins, and it may be whales in the big coins, right? So if you have Bitcoin ETF redemptions, Mt. Gox selling, FTX redemptions of whatever kind, I don't know. I just saw that story yesterday, right? You could have people pressing this on the downside so they can break it, so they can buy it on the upside, or you could have a bigger problem in the system and in equities, and crypto is just the early warning sign. The moral of the story is don't get wrecked. Don't. Even if you have to make painful decisions and take losses, call your accountant, do some tax planning, not investment advice. People, when this is over, you got to have this intact. You got to have some money and this intact. Sounds simple. It's not. All right. We'll see you tomorrow.